Today I want to speak with someone who feels like something good is about to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, but you do feel like your sensations are saying it all. The signs are saying it all, that it's all about to happen. All signs are leading to the fulfillment and the manifestations of God's promises in your life. But somehow you feel discouraged because of the waiting season and the waiting period and stuff like that. So I'm sent to speak precisely to you to say, hold on, because something great is about to happen. Let's look at what God is saying in the Bible in Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 6. It reads as follows: back at Horeb, God, our God, spoke to us. You have stayed long enough at this mountain. On your way now. Get moving. Right? And then we read chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. Then God said, you have been going around in circles in these hills long enough. Go north. Command the people. Right? So God is basically saying, you've been in this mountain for far too long. Now it's time to advance. Now it's time to move. Now it's time to take the step of faith. What is faith? Faith comes by hearing the word of God. But hearing the word of God alone is nothing. If you just hear the word of God and do nothing, it won't amount to anything. So when you hear the word of God, you must have accompanying action of that which you have heard, accompanying action of that which you believe from God. Then that is the total manifestation of faith rather. So faith without actions, it is dead. So God is giving them a word that they must move. They've been in this mountain for far too long. Now, if they just hear the words and they do not move on the basis of what God has said, there will not be any movement, there will not be any progress. So God is saying to you, it's time for you to advance. It's time for you to move. What is your mountain? Perhaps your mountain is the place of declarations, making decrees, praying and stuff like that. Am I saying it's wrong to do all of those things? No. But God is saying your actions must match your declarations. Your actions must match your confessions. Your actions must match your prayer. If you're trusting God for something, then act likewise. So God is saying you've been in these mountains of declarations for far too long. Now it's time to advance. And here's the thing. When the cloud was moving, there was a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night that was leading them on a daily basis in the day and in the night. So the cloud is now about to lift up and move and advance. So we need to be right under the cloud. As the cloud moves, we move. As the cloud stops, we camp. But God says the camping has been far too long. We need to advance now. Pack your bags. Take all your belongings, because we are advancing. You are going to your own promised land. Whatever that God promised you, that's your promised land. For them, it was Canaan. But what is the promised land for you? What did God promise you? Because He's about to fulfill and manifest that which He has promised you. So when God says move, get moving, it means He has already dealt with the giants in the promised land, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper, because greater is He that is in you than the devil that is in the world. Believing alone will not do anything. You need to believe and act. You need to believe and move. You need to believe and cross the Red Sea. Believe and cross the Jordan River. Believe and move across the walls of Jericho. Because what God is about to do for you is unprecedented. It tags along the term restoration, where God does the unprecedented. Restoration means whatever you lost, whatever you forfeited, whatever the enemy stole from you shall be brought back in a greater quality, quantity, and kind. So restoration is the sum total of God doing everything that He has promised you and then taking back what the enemy stole from you. So example of unprecedented events. When the Lord opened the rib of Adam and produced Eve out of it, that was unprecedented. When the flood came down and there was water everywhere and the ark was exalted and everyone else was destroyed, that was unprecedented. When Abraham and Sarah, beyond childbearing age and beyond menopause, they had a child, that was unprecedented. Virgin Mary giving birth, unprecedented. Lazarus raised from the dead, unprecedented. He fed them with manna from above, unprecedented. So eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men what God is about to do for those who love him. But it's been revealed unto us by his Spirit. For behold, the Lord is about to do a new thing. So start moving. You've been praying about it, you've been fasting about it, you've been tithing about it and giving your offerings about it, but now it's time for you to advance. It's time for you to move. Pack your bags and take a step of faith. Prepare for this movement, because preparation eliminates uncertainty. Preparation will eliminate the doubts. So you need to move, you need to advance. Send that application. Maybe that's the movement you need to make. Send that wedding proposal, marriage proposal rather. Maybe that's the movement you need to make. Apply for that house, apply for that funding. Maybe for you, that is the movement you need to make. Everything else has been prepared, has been set for you. And the timing is right. Remember, he said, when the timing is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So the timing is right for you. The set time has come, and the time is now. It's your Kairos moment, your time of the suddenlies, where God will suddenly do things. It doesn't even make sense how he's going to do it. But remember, God doesn't go by how we see things. He does things supernaturally. We walk by faith and not by sight. We don't go by what it looks like. We go by what God has said about it. Then we believe accordingly. There was scarcity of rain, and farmers gathered in one accord. They then set a date that we're going to gather again and pray for the rain. So when we gather next time, we are praying for the rain. And remember, if there's scarcity of rain, there's no harvesting for them, which means there's no business. So they then gathered on that particular day. But only one out of thousands of them came with an umbrella. And they made fun of him, saying, you know there's no rain. What are you doing with your umbrella? He said, if we are here to pray to God for a rain, then we must be prepared for the answer. Because when he answers with rain, it's going to flood. And this umbrella will protect me from this answer. Because we are asking God, believing that he's going to answer. So this man came predetermined with an action to say God is going to answer. Not only did he believe, but he acted on what he's believing. And still they did not believe in what he said. But guess what? God honored his faith and answered. And now they wanted umbrellas, but it was too late. This one was safe because he came prepared. Because preparation eliminates uncertainty. Preparation eliminates doubts. Preparation eliminates any opposing force. So once you come prepared, God knows that he has no choice but to honor your faith and to honor your belief. Because they that come to God must believe that he exists and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So what is God saying to us today? He's saying it's time to advance. You've been talking about it, you've been praying about it, but now do something about it. Move. You've been in this mountain of declarations for far too long. Yes, you can continue declaring, but let there be matching actions that are matching what you are declaring. You want a car, you are trusting God for a car, then get a license, build a garage, show God that I am all in the business of trusting you. Do what you can and God will do what you can't. All the other miracles, they're in the hands of God. But as for you getting a license, as for you building a garage, it doesn't take a miracle. It needs you to be actively involved. For them to cross the Red Sea, God did not put them in the palm of his hand. He parted the sea. They had to physically walk. They had to advance. For them to cross the Jordan River, they had to physically walk. For them to cross the walls of Jericho, they had to physically walk. And God did the rest. He pulled down the walls of Jericho and then they walked. So you have a responsibility. The honors are upon you to start moving, to start advancing, to start progressing. You are waiting on God and God is waiting on you. He said, what you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. What you loose on earth shall be loosed. So you are waiting on God. God is saying, I'm actually waiting for you. We in heaven are standing in agreement with what you guys are doing on earth. So if you decide to bind or to loose, we stand in agreement. So if you decide to do nothing, then nothing is going to happen. But when you decide to advance, when you decide to move, something is going to happen. May the Lord richly bless you as you advance on the basis of what God has said and as you are trusting Him with all your might. God bless you and shalom.